Why do you subject yourself to the torture of live entertainment?
It's a good question. All it takes is one real like killer show, killer set. Be like, oh yeah, that's why I do that. Just knowing the feeling of absolutely having everybody on your side. It's just a really good feeling when you're able to like know that you got
something reliable.
Yeah, you got something reliable and you got the crowd on your side.
I want to do a mukbang one day. Do you know what that is? Basically, you film an eating disorder. I used to have friends, we do this for free. You can't just eat savory because it'll burn you out. Can't just eat sweet, it'll burn you out.
Ooh.
It's the alternating between the sweet and the savory and the bubbly drink that gets you to 5,000 calories. If I could be a cyborg with like an artificial stomach that just like made Bitcoin from the extra food, like that'd be pretty dope. Welcome everyone to the OG Pod. Today I have Joe McNamara, who's an Austin comic here.
Thanks for having me, dude. This is sick. This is badass.
Thanks, man. So you're a real comic. Welcome.
A real comic?
Yeah, you get paid to do comedy.
Yeah, on a good day I do. Yeah.
We were discussing the levels. So you got an open micer.
Mm-hmm.
You got somebody who's like maybe getting booked on shows.
Yeah.
You got somebody who's like getting paid. Maybe they don't have to do as much open mics.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got like they're making their money doing entertainment and comedy.
Yeah, I think it goes from like you're just doing spots to like maybe you're a feature, so you're on the road and then hopefully headliner. I guess that's the end goal for anyone who's grinding it out.
Well, you're getting close to it.
I'm trying to. Yeah. I think the next step for me would be to get lucky enough to go feature on the road for somebody, and then I guess maybe headlining either my own show or smaller bar venues, things like that.
Who are the comics that you like here in Austin that are like native to Austin?
I don't think I know anyone who's just like truly started in Austin that I've worked with, but like
everyone's a transplant.
I like Hassan and Derek a lot. They're like, when I first moved here and was like, man, I'm doing comedy, I'm going to start grinding, I'm going to hit open mics. I saw them at Secret Show, and in my head, they were like, they've been doing comedy for 20 years. And, you know, in my head.
That's like Brian Redband show? Yeah,
Redband show at Vulcan. I saw them, like, it was one of the first weeks I moved here right before I did open mic. And I look up to them, and we've had Hassan headline the show that Matt and I do at Monk's, and then I've seen Derek all the time. He's clearly a headliner. He can do probably 2 hours if he needed to. The dude's unreal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's an accomplishment to actually be able to like have 2 hours of material, even if you stretch it out with filler or whatever. It's still like such a far cry from open mics.
Yeah.
So what's your scene out here? Like, what do you like about Austin? Besides comedy, what are you excited for?
I like the comedy.
Yeah.
I like the live music. That's always like I feel like
your show's at a jazz club.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Monk's Jazz Club.
Monk's, cool.
Yeah, we just call it a night of comedy. And then like I was saying earlier, we have a lot of people who do go to the jazz shows, come to our show, and then we build a little bit of a email list, and then we do a bunch of just barking out on the streets. Just, hey, please come. Just trying to trick people into buying a $20 ticket.
It's a fair price.
Yeah, it is. Free beer, too.
Yeah, for live entertainment.
Free beer.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You'll pay $20 for a beer at a hotel.
Yeah, that's our argument, too, because I feel like once people see the club we have, like when you go into it, it looks like you're going to like a shack. You're probably like, fuck, what did we buy tickets for? What did we see on and then you get in, and it's like a speakeasy style, low-lit, low-ceiling jazz club that you would have never imagined. It's in this like little warehouse on the east side. So that's my favorite place to do comedy thus far.
Do you think you get like more comfortable with places? Like, I don't know, like the more you work there, the more you get a feeling for it.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be the case.
Like I feel comfortable like bombing there.
Yeah.
I'll definitely try some shit out.
What's your bomb ratio?
If it's an open mic, like if I'm trying new shit.
Real people, but new material, real crowd.
I feel like I look my stuff over and like I have a good enough process where I'm like, all right, this should work on some level. It might not do as good as the working material I have or how I know I open my bits or how I know I'm going to close. But I'd say one in 10 maybe. Like if I'm just
that's great. That's fucking great.
I don't know.
Dude, 10% bomb. I'm at like invert that 90% with everything I do.
Yeah. But if I'm like, say if I'm going and doing open mics, I'm going to try on the day to hit at least bare minimum 2 or 3 or 4, and there's no doubt one of those mics I'm bombing, no doubt, because I'm gonna do either stuff I wrote down that day or stuff can't work out that I just can't figure out how to get good enough to do it on a show, do it in front of 50, 100 real people. And I know you know what I mean. I'm going like, fuck, I gotta go bomb today.
Even bombing's fun though. I've been getting a little bit of an itch, just like the slightest tingling to hold a mic. It is like such a you're all in or all out thing though.
Yeah.
Like you can't trifle with anything you do.
Yeah.
And it just everything takes all your time.
You got to commit.
Sure. You got to commit. But sometimes it would be fun just to like fuck around, hold a mic, say your shit.
Like you host the open mic?
Oh, I've thought of that too.
Okay.
I want to create a show one day, no matter what, because this would be just like easy as cake for me, called, what would it, like Don't Be Boring or something like that, where basically your time is as long as until I get bored. That's when you're off the stage. And so like I'm the judge with a co-host or whatever, like maybe at the creek or something. You just do your time, kind of like maybe Banana Phone actually. We have like the panel there. And then just as soon as I'm bored, you're fucked.
Dude, that's high stakes.
Yeah. But you might get 30 seconds. You might get 30 minutes. Like, how long can you be entertaining?
But how would you know how to book that show? Because say you book 5 people and the first guy is like just murder. Like, say Derek Poston, whatever. You book him. Like I said, he's got a lot of material and he's up there for 45, 50
you need a
minutes.
long
Like,
list.
hey, everyone else, sorry, you're not doing the show.
Yeah. He can't be up next time first.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. You just got to book people are like,
make
this
a long list.
This is their second show ever. So, yeah.
Just do a long list. Yeah, it'd be really fun. But you have to be all in on these kind of things. They take all your time.
Yeah, 100%.
So what's your kind of like motivations for comedy? Why do you subject yourself to the torture of live entertainment?
It's a good question. I feel like any time I've either done bad or a joke falls flat, I just remember another good time I had, or like all it takes is one real like killer show, killer set. To be like, oh yeah, that's why I do that. Yeah. I was able to get those people all the way on board. And if I can do that some of the time, like obviously I want to do it every time. Be like, oh fuck yeah, Joe crushed, whatever. Just knowing the feeling of absolutely having everybody on your side. Yeah. And like these jokes or bits or whatever that you've created over the past year or two. I have some stuff I've like messed with for like 2 years now. And it's just a really good feeling when you're able to like know that you got
something reliable.
Yeah, you got something reliable and you got the crowd on your side. And I guess the name of the game is just finding a way to make that happen with new material. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of a cool process building the bits and building the material.
Do you have any other kind of interests outside of stand-up?
I used to be really big into skateboarding.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
I used to be big into skateboarding. I haven't been doing that. I need to now that the weather's not as cold.
I literally know nothing about it, but I used to watch the skateboarders in Venice Beach. They have this skate park. Yeah.
That's like the most famous park in the world.
I used to go, get high, watch those guys do their thing, ride my bike home. That was my routine.
Yeah, that's where all the pros are, just ripping it up there.
Yeah, there's like pros, but then there's also like pros that are, I don't know, like it's crazy that what they can do. Yeah. Like where you're just like, oh my God, this is just like happening right in front of me.
Yeah, I wish I got really good at it. I was pretty good in high school at skateboarding.
I can slow longboard as long as it's real slow.
Do you ever do it with your dog?
I have a little bit, but like it's
that's
scary.
When I skateboard still.
Well, like he'll go so fast. Have you done it with a dog? Yeah. Your dog, yeah.
A lot of the time, I have my dog trained really well, so I almost never have a leash with him. But what will happen is I'll skateboard with him, and I'll just haul ass either down a hill or wherever in the neighborhood, and he'll just follow me and he'll try to bite the back of the board. So it's like great exercise for him, because I'll run with him sometimes, but if I'm feeling lazy, I'm like, I'm just gonna haul ass on my skateboard and make him.
I want to master that. How do I do that? You have kind of a husky, right?
Yeah, he's like a husky lab mix, if I were to guess. I don't know.
My dog doesn't listen. He sees anything and he takes off after it.
Like, but so I haven't.
I mean, just short distances, and I have to like monitor constantly. Yeah. I feel like I could probably train him more. I never had him super well trained. I just did, just the basics.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 3, so he's like a
Okay.
little past training age, but he's
That's not
very
unreasonable,
motivated
though.
with environments.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't care about food or treats. It's crazy. He'll just like ignore a bowl of food.
Huh.
But he cares about being on leash. Like he hates it. It's the worst thing.
Yeah.
And so like that's how I've trained him, is just having him be off leash or
Yeah.
on leash.
Yeah.
But that'd be pretty cool. Like if I did that on a regular basis. I've tried it around. I've done a few loops around here. He goes so fast.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm just like, I'm gonna die.
It's a sled dog. You have a sled dog.
Yeah.
You haul ass on a longboard.
But it is pretty fun to run with him. So I have this waist belt, and he gets strapped on, and then he's given me momentum as we're running.
Is that why people have those?
I don't know why.
So I feel like anytime I go to Zilker Park, I always see at least 10 people with the...
Maybe that is why, because it's like
forces
gives you a
you.
little momentum.
Huh. Because when I run with my dog, I just have a basic leash on him. He kind of just stays next to me.
Does he ever run ahead or anything?
He will, but I don't know. I just feel like I trained him really well when he was young.
Nice.
I didn't have like one of those. I guess they have the leashes where it like fucks him up.
Yeah.
I never
the
did
shock
that.
collar.
I did do the shock collar when he was really young because I wanted to be able to have him off leash all the time, and that way, like if I whistle, he comes back. And at first, I was like skeptical of doing the shock because I'm like, oh man, that's fucked up to shock your dog into coming back to you. But I put it on I put it on myself, and all it is like, you know, when you're like telling your dog to heel with a leash, and they kind of feel the bite of the collar. Yeah. That's all it's supposed to mimic. Yeah. You're not like actually fucking zapping an animal. You could. There's settings.
I might do it just for my pleasure. My guy, he can be a piece of shit sometimes. He really can. He's a little shit eater. No, I love my dog. He's a great dog.
Yeah.
Lucky to have him. So what were we talking about? Comedy?
Yeah, just shit I do besides comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Skateboarding.
Yeah, skateboarding. Longboarding. You ever tried the electric longboards?
Never.
I think
the only
those
thing I've ever
cool.
tried is the one wheel.
Oh, that'd be cool too.
My brother's friend had one when I went to visit him, and called that. It's crazy because those things go like 40 miles per hour.
Yeah,
they're literally just on like a floating skateboard.
How do you control it? Lean?
I guess it's calibrated to understand your body's movements, but it doesn't feel. It feels fake. Like it feels like it shouldn't be able to do that. Just because all you got to do is like kind of lean this way, and then all of a sudden.
And it can go off road. It can go on trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
That'd be a cool thing.
I'd want to get
with.
an little electric longboards though, but I mean, you're dropping serious money. For those.
I have a scooter, one of those. What's that brand? Segway.
Really? Like.
Oh, it's like a bird scooter.
But the wheels are on each side, or is it?
Like it's like got handle, wheel. I mean, it's like really easy to maneuver.
But is it like a hoverboard where the wheels are on the sides?
No, it's just got 2 wheels, just like a regular
scooter.
Okay,
I'm being an idiot. In my head, I'm like, do you have a hoverboard?
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Where's Elon Musk? He's got to build us a hoverboard. Somebody make it.
Yeah, you can get one.
When are we gonna get those future? I mean, how old are you?
25.
25. Okay, you're a youngin'.
Yeah.
I was always thinking like we were gonna have some cooler tech, but we are starting to get some pretty cool tech.
Yeah, they got jetpacks.
We got jetpacks. How crazy is that?
Have you seen those? The ones on the water?
How is that possible? Not only that, but they have these ones that are air powered that the military uses.
Yeah.
To do like from hops from like a boat to like a ship.
Oh, I have not seen that. I'm thinking of the ones that like spray water in the water. So you're like,
oh, I've seen those, but this thing is straight Iron Man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's got turbines. And I think it's like gas powered or something. I don't really know.
And it's like military.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And they've got like it attaches your arm, like you could just see them on YouTube.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got jetpacks. That's a good one.
Yeah.
We're gonna get flying cars. Have you heard about these automated drones they got?
No, I don't know much about drones at all.
They took like a basic drone and they upscaled it like 10 times. And so you can hop in there, fully automatic.
Oh,
quiet,
it's a passenger drone. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Runs quieter than I don't know what a comparison is, but it's not loud.
What the fuck?
Like the whole thing is built to be a silent drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Is that supposed to be like the new mode of travel?
It's supposed to replace helicopters and be kind of like, what do they call those? Puddle hoppers or whatever. You go city to city. There's like an airplane. Yeah. In the sky. They have
okay. Just like smaller flights.
Smaller flights, like 200 miles max, something like that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I think it's mostly for like you're in downtown New York. You need to get to JFK. you can take a helicopter for $500 or you can take this thing for $50.
Damn.
And it's automatic.
Damn.
Yeah.
And
The
Elon Musk
future
is doing
now. No, somebody else.
Jeff Bezos? Which one?
I'm sure he'll find a way to make money on it, but
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
somebody else is working on it. Who is it? Oh, Reid Hoffman. He's like an investor guy from Silicon Valley. He's like a tech guy.
Damn, he just got a bunch of money and he's like, let's find a way to get places. Yeah, all right.
I think that's all these Silicon Valley guys
Yeah.
work. They like get one Uber, one Airbnb, and they're just like loads the banks forever or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep making more money.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's really cool.
Is that the purpose of life? Money? Is that what we're after? Is it money and fame?
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants.
That's all I think about every day is how do I get more money and have more people know who I am?
Yeah. I'm going to go do comedy.
Yeah.
Probably
I think
not the
money's
fastest
good
route.
until a point. You know, I mean, I've never had $1 billion. I'm sure it would change me. I think it would fuck me up for sure.
Probably.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. What would happen?
Yeah.
You'd have to figure out how to give a ton of it away to everyone you know so they don't fucking hate you. And if you lose it before that happens, they'll definitely fucking hate you.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be like, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. Well, you didn't get it to begin with, so fuck off.
Do you ever do the fantasize what you would do if you won the Mega Millions or whatever?
I've gotten some lotteries in my life. I've gotten some lotteries.
Oh, really? Like you've won significant?
No, just like through text and crypto and stuff like that, where like any normal person or myself when I was younger would be like, what the fuck? You know, like
really?
Yeah, nothing crazy, but just
still,
like enough. Yeah.
I'm saying like if you won $1 billion tomorrow.
$1 billion?
I feel like I have that conversation once a month with friends. Like, what would you do with the money? Like,
okay, let's have that conversation. $1 billion. What would you do?
$1 billion. In my head, I tell myself, I would. In my head, it'd be so cool to not tell anybody. Maybe tell my brother and my.
He's definitely gonna tell everyone he ever met.
I don't know. I'd have to be like, guys,
yeah, you gotta
listen. But I would want to like do. I want to do everything the same. Obviously, I would not work my regular, remote job. But
would you not? Because like, what are you gonna do with your time? You got to do something.
I would just keep grinding comedy.
Okay,
that's
right.
all. I would just, I wouldn't have any pressure. Just fucking jokes all day, and then
get a couple of houses, get a couple of cars.
Yeah, but I wouldn't tell anyone, and I would be very promiscuous about it.
Yeah,
like
that's a good idea.
Just
keep it under wraps.
Right. Where'd you get all that money from? Just family
popped
money.
in there.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So I don't even have money.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
That's a good idea. I would I would do social pranks. I've thought of this actually.
Yeah.
I actually had a little stand-up bit about how I thought billionaires wasted their money. And they're buying islands, they're buying yachts, the Coco Bongo. Come on, do something interesting. So my idea was to compete with Genghis Khan.
Okay.
So do you know much about him?
He murdered a bunch of people.
He
right?
did. But
so
I
think when you get a bunch of money.
Well, I don't mean in that way. Not in all levels. Just compete with him in his progeny. So he was the most successful procreator. He basically fucked the most of anyone. Had the most offspring. Had the most kids. Why is this so hard? Of anyone, and it's like 2% of the world is related to him.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and if the whole purpose of this world is just to serve the genes, right? We're just like a package of DNA that wants to replicate. I want to duplicate. Then a great way to do that, I thought, would be if you have a $1 billion. I did the math on it. It's an absurd number. I can't remember it now, but it was something like you could start sponsoring children. Yeah. So here's how this would work. Any woman in the world could go to makemoreme.com, me being myself, and apply with their stats to bear my children. And I'm going to pay the top people by their GPA and their income. I don't know, however you measure these things. You figure out some way. It's not all going to be how they look, right? You want to have other attributes.
Yeah, you want some smart people.
Yeah, you want to. Some kind of talent, some kind of something that sets you apart. Anyway, you take the top 10% of them and you get them pregnant by however they choose. Like, I don't want to force a woman to do something she doesn't want to. She gets to choose the means. And then, she raises my kids. I pay her $5,000 a month for 20 years.
Holy shit.
That's a pretty good deal, right?
So the incentive is they're going to get money from...
Yeah.
Okay.
From this fund, from the $1 billion fund that is like
it's not
super
just like,
safe,
hey, I have
super
$1 billion.
No, the incentive is that they're going to focus on the child. Because Genghis Khan was out there raising latchkey kids. I want my kids kicking ass.
Damn. So you have thought about the $1 billion?
I have thought about that.
I'm just like, I want a Lamborghini, but I don't want to tell anybody about it. That was mine.
Okay, one more that I got to tell you.
Yeah,
I'm turning this into my show.
That's insane.
This one's also insane.
More
what would happen if you just started dropping 10 grand a day in Central Park from a drone?
Oh my God! I think
every single day.
Riots,
right?
Because and it was at the same time.
Yeah, noon every day.
It would
you'd
be
start
ridiculous.
a religion.
It would be ridiculous.
Yeah,
it would be fucked.
Yeah,
that would ruin Manhattan.
It would. Yeah, people would be like traveling from all over the world, and it's scattered with like hundreds.
Yeah.
So like you have a pretty fair chance of getting it.
Yeah, because it wouldn't just be in one bundle, right? Like you're just saying, like you have a drone.
That's actually a great idea. I was thinking a bundle but yeah, like maybe you fly over the whole Central Park and you distribute 10 grand over that.
I think that would cause less chaos, and there'd be chaotic, and people would, it'd be like that Money Game. You ever seen the Money Game where?
No, what's that?
Where they have it at like some, I guess like Dave and Buster's or whatever, where you get into like a wind tunnel. And there's either tickets or money, and you got to grab as much as you can.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like that. It'd just be a bunch of people just grabbing fucking money. And
then homeless people shanking them.
But
right?
if it was just one bundle that gets dropped of $10,000.
That'd be pretty tasty.
People would be building fortresses.
Yeah.
People would be, it'd get crazy.
It'd get crazy.
Yeah.
And if you knew it was happening every day, I still think you'd like start some kind of movement. These billionaires that buy stocks. Come on, do something interesting.
Or maybe they'd create a really democratic and nice system where it's like, well, today's your day. You're this in line. No,
they're never gonna do that.
It would be anarchy. Anarchy.
All right, so we know what we're gonna do with billions.
Yeah. Buying a car, laying low, quitting my job. That's it. And then
that's a good call.
Repopulating.
I'm gonna try to get as many.
That's basically what Elon Musk is doing right now, right? He has like 10 kids or something.
Does he have 10? Isn't one of them like a cat walked over a keyboard? It's just got a bunch of letters and numbers.
Yeah.
You didn't want to like just make it pronounceable?
Yeah.
Sorry, kid.
Yeah, he was just trying to flex, I guess. He was just trying to be different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or the cat literally walked over the keyboard. That's what I think happened.
He was like texting his wife or
what should we this one?
Whatever one it was. What should we name? That looks good. That looks sciencey.
Dude, we got some characters here in Austin, though. We got Elon Musk. We got Joe Rogan. We got Alex Jones. Who else do we got out here? Bunch of fitness guys. Bunch of podcasters.
Yeah. You're real big into the fitness world, right?
I like to be active, I guess.
The run still. So I saw your challenge. What's the challenge you're doing right now? You're doing running every day this year?
Run every day for 30 days. And then, originally it was for 90 days. Then I was like, that's kind of crazy. Then it was for 30 days. Then I did it for 30 days, and I was like, this is like, I could do this for a while. Yeah. And so now I'm just doing it to see how long I can keep the streak going.
Do you have like a minimum amount that you need to run?
Just 10 minutes. Yeah.
Just 10 minutes?
Nothing hard. Super easy to do.
I swear on your stories, though, you're like 5 miles.
Sometimes I go for a good long run.
What's the longest distance you've ever done?
I don't think I recorded it, but I think I got 8 or 9 miles in like a month ago.
Ooh.
When I started at Zilker, and it went all around Barton Hills in this loop. That's normally 6 miles, but I took an extra path.
Huh.
So probably like 6 or 8. I don't, some people, they do like 50 miles.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like the super marathon. Would you ever do like a half marathon?
I have zero interest.
Really? In my head, just from looking at your stories, I assume like you run marathons, you maybe do Ironman. Just from like your stories and all the like food prep and all that stuff you do.
If I had like a sponsor or somebody was paying me, there was like a reason to do it. Hell yeah. But like, just on my own, it's work. You got to prep for those things. Yeah. You got to I don't know. There's a lot that goes into the prep. Yeah. For me, it's just a way to get outside and get the blood flowing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
It's probably why you kept doing it, because let me guess, you felt really good after 30 days. Yeah. And you're like, why would I not just keep doing it?
The runner's high is real.
Yeah. How long does it take for the runner's high to hit once you start?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So what? Maybe a mile in?
The first 5 minutes is like, ugh, I got to do this. The next 5 minutes is like, this is fine. Everything after that is like, this is pretty good. After about 40 minutes, though, I do start feeling like a new level. But when I'm doing it, I'm kind of trying to always keep the same pace. And so I think if I just slow down, it seems harder for me to go slower. It's like easier to go faster. Yeah. Weirdly.
Like once you're already doing it?
Yeah.
Or like building up to that?
Once I'm already doing it.
Huh.
I don't know why. But
Yeah.
people say that the key to being a better runner is to run slower for longer. So, do you do any sports or anything outside of skateboarding?
Like I said earlier, I do try to run. I'm not. I do like 2 miles with my dog, and I do like little kettlebells. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I just try to move around so I don't go crazy in my head.
I think that's like most of what
Yeah.
people are missing is
Yeah.
they're just.
I'm not trying to get jacked.
I would get jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me some tests, give me some
Yeah.
SARMs.
There we go. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. No, I've never had that desire. I guess in high school,
Yeah.
I would like lift weights and be like, I'm gonna get fucking big, because I was always just a super skinny. I'm still skinny dude, but it's just more mental for me.
I heard it helps with comedy big time to get super jacked.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Something
what Rogan
about
says.
wearing like a tight shirt on stage
Yeah.
really makes people laugh.
Yeah, there we go. I feel like if anything, if you're like some big muscular dude on stage, it's distract. You're like,
It is. Yeah. Why is this
why the fuck
asshole
does he
trying
do
to be
this?
funny?
Why does he? He
Yeah.
doesn't need to do this. He just go look pretty somewhere.
Oh, one of my favorite things that Adam Lucky said was comedians can be hard to look at. Not so in your case.
Yeah. Yeah. Adam Lucky's great.
Yeah, he's got some great comedy.
He's fucking hilarious. I love his filthy show. Have you ever been to the late night Greek show he does?
I've
always
probably
backs it
seen
out.
it. I've probably seen it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done it or been on. It's not an open mic or anything, right?
No. It's just like I think he's been doing it since he's been in Austin at the Creek in the Cave. It's like 11 p.m. every Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen
And
it
he
a
always
couple
just
times.
sells it out. Or it looks like he's selling it out. I don't want to speak falsely.
I haven't gone out in so long. I really
When's the last
should get
time
out
you got
there.
on stage?
Oh, it's been like a year. Yeah, I don't even say like
Really?
comic is not my identity at all
I didn't
anymore.
realize that.
It's been a long time.
So what you were saying earlier is like you kind of have the bug to go try some stuff out. I thought you were saying you want to host an open mic, but you're saying you want to go hit another open mic, maybe.
Yeah, I just want to perform in front of people and not wait 3 hours for a chance to talk to an empty room. But like, I'm not even complaining about it. Really, podcasting takes so much time. It really,
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
So I feel like if I get really good at this, it'll open other doors that'll provide many opportunities. And so I kind of would like to just focus on this.
Yeah.
But the energy is cool. What I was actually thinking more these days is the thing I really like about stand-up is comedians.
Yeah.
Because you can talk about anything and...
Yeah, nothing's off limits.
Nothing's
Unless you're
off
a shitty
limits.
comic. If you're talking
Yeah.
to a shitty comic, then they're probably not.
Yeah. Have you ever met one that's like a woke comic?
I don't think I've like
Yeah.
truly run into like a woke comic
Me
or
neither.
whatever. It's where it's like, what the fuck what are you doing with this joke? Especially not in Austin. And I've been all around. I mean, I go to Portland a lot. You would think maybe there'd be some there. No, great comedy scene. Salt
So you went
Lake,
to Wise
great
Guys, yeah. How was
Wise
that?
Dude, so great.
Great club, right?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I just emailed the guy and I didn't think I'd get on because I decided before the last year ended that in December, I was sure my mom lives up near Portland and I decided I was going to go visit her for Christmas. But I decided to road trip it. So I went through Albuquerque, Salt Lake, stayed in Oregon, Washington for like a month, and then went down the West Coast, Northern California, LA.
It's a great
El
road
Paso.
trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was wild. I never want to be in my car again. But no, Wise Guys was maybe the best show of that whole month stretch. I was out and about. Such a great room.
Yeah.
Everyone was so loose.
Yeah.
It was so sick.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna try and get back there at some point.
That I was so spoiled because that
Yeah.
was my first open mic.
I
And
hear
like
the
people
open
were
mic there is
laughing
fire.
and it was like
Like,
great. And I
yeah.
was just like, yeah. And I would like consistently get every time I went up, I got like positive feedback or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I realized what a rare commodity it is to be able to get in front of real people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what you need is like every single night a lot or whatever. So I never could find that out here. But I'm not too focused on it. Really, I like talking to comics.
Yeah.
And, you know, I talk to other people. I like my background is in tech. I'll talk to entrepreneurs. I'll talk to tech people.
Okay.
Really anyone who's got a cool story.
Yeah.
But guaranteed comics have a cool story.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what trauma made you do this?
I don't know. I told myself I would. I feel like the last time I had this conversation was on Nico's podcast. You know, he did the Canoe Cast, And we were saying, I don't always, like, I feel like there's a general belief that every comedian, like, they got molested as a kid or so, you know, something horrible. And it's like, that's why they feel the need to tell jokes. I feel like it's just something I genuinely, like, wanted to do since I was young. And it's just one of those things. I did it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can get better at this. I can keep doing this.
Especially at 25, you have a ton of time.
Yeah, I do.
To experiment.
Yeah, definitely. I wish I had, like, one specific thing, like someone beat my ass. I'm like, well, guess what?
That was the reason.
At least funnier than you. You know, like, no, I just really wanted to do it. I went for it. I guess my parents were divorced when I was younger. Maybe that secretly is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, if I start headlining, maybe my parents will get back together after 30 years. That's all it takes.
Watch it works. Everything comes full circle.
I'm going to headline Wise Guys, and I'm calling it. I'm headlining Wise Guys in 2 years. Yes. I'll be ready to, they'll call me up. I got the manager's emails. I'll invite my mom. I'll invite my dad, fly him out. And they'll be like, look what we created, this comedian together.
It's a menage a trois. They got their spouses.
That's what it is.
It turns
it's
into a giant
my parents
orgy.
Got divorced. That's why I'm a fuck. That's why I tell jokes. I fucking hate comedy. I just want my parents to love each other again. It's so horrible.
I know the feeling. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, no. No, I loved Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
That's like,
dude, when I saw Seinfeld, I didn't even know that was like a job. I didn't realize he was like being a comedian. Yes. You know, like.
And he talks about it the same way too.
Really?
The way he's like, I just knew that. I don't know if it was in his book. No, because his book is just his literally his material. Yeah. But maybe it was on Comedians in Cars or something. But I remember watching something of his. He's like, as soon as I did it, I told myself, if I can just eat peanut butter sandwiches all the time
and do this,
that's good enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. I mean, obviously, he can eat a bajillion peanut. The dude's the richest guy ever.
From his art or from his comedy.
Yeah. But I feel like that's the good mindset. Is like, you just want to do it, not because you're like escaping anything specific.
I don't think a lot of people ever find something like that. They never experiment enough to like stumble on something where it's like, oh, I could do this. 28, 45, 100 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like I could do this for more hours than there are in a day.
I think just finding a way to monetize it is the struggle.
That is such a struggle.
Like if you're a year in as a comedian, you're not making any money. You know what I mean? Like if I were to
even 5 years in.
Yeah, dude. If I were to quit my quote unquote 9 to 5, right? I'd be so fucked. It'd be done for me.
Well, you could always do the van thing.
I'd have to Uber. I'd have to do all sorts of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to the goal is to find a way to do enough time to where you're getting paid enough. And then maybe like monetize the podcast. I feel like that's the route now for like someone who wants to truly.
Do you have a podcast?
I want to.
Oh, cool.
I want to. I was so against it for a while.
Yeah, me too, kind of.
I really was.
But I feel like I enjoy it almost more than comedy.
Yeah, and I feel like you're flexing a different muscle or a similar muscle.
Similar muscle, but different.
Yeah. I had a bit of epiphany's not the right word. A change in heart because I've done a couple people's podcasts. I did Nico's a while back, and it was about a month ago at our show. This family from North Dakota, I still can't believe it. They came up to me, and they're like, "Hey man, I can't believe you have your own comedy show and you're a comedian." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "We saw you on a podcast where you were on a canoe, and we knew we were going to be in Austin. We looked you up, and then we saw you have a show at this jazz club, and that's why we're here now." And I'm like, no fucking. And they're like telling me, and then they gave us an amazing tip, so I was able to pay the comics really well,
dude, for
that show. And I'm like, fuck, man. In my head, I'm like, no one wants to listen to what a 2-3 year comic is talking about with other two, but then there's fucking people who just find it and like it. So
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I like couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? It was just like a mom, a dad, and then just a son who was like maybe a little older than me. Like, it was an older fan. I don't know.
See, that's the thing though. People like find somebody's style, and you're like, that's the guy, and it just like resonates with them, and you're like, well, it's great.
Yeah, I don't know. And then every now and then, Matt and Nico, they have the Captain's Dogs podcast, they've sold a couple, or we've sold a couple tables at Monk's just because people watch their clips on their, they have quite a following for Captain's Dogs.
So. Yeah. Like podcasts are freaking cool. You should definitely do it.
Yeah, I think it's
a lot of work.
That scares me. I'm like, fuck, because I want to do it good.
Yeah.
I don't want to just like I wish I could just get to this point, like the way your podcast is, and know everything and just be like, yeah, you're good.
It was so iterative though.
Yeah,
like you just have to.
That's true.
Keep doing episodes, and then you figure out like what was
process,
wrong.
what's quick.
Yeah,
I feel like it goes down to a science. I don't know.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm starting to get it dialed in. But if I had infinite money, infinite resources, infinite staff, I would do everything different. So I am completely constrained.
Yeah, no. If I won $1 billion, I would definitely staff up a podcast and like just.
Yeah, that'd be a cool thing.
Because even if I'm not making money off of it right away, which obviously I wouldn't make money off of it right away, I feel like it'd be fun, and it would only help my stand up. Well,
that's another thing I think. Yeah, right. It pairs really well with stand up.
It's not like I'm trying to do a podcast at 9 p.m. at night. Like I probably do them in the mornings or this time.
Well, but also like you just like will riff, especially with other comics on stuff, and like you'll kind of like use your stuff that you like talking about for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And you'll come up with things. So that's another thing that I think in the longest term, if I ever do comedy, I can mine the podcast for material and so like it just seems natural to like work on this angle first. Yeah. So
that's your goal right now is to build your podcast platform.
Yes.
And then
my goal is to get this like guaranteed distribution. We got an audience. People resonate with it. It's not like just a couple of guys. It's like real shit.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's Wednesday. The new episode's right. Or it's whatever.
And it's reliable and it's like coming out at the same time. Yeah. I mean, in my perfect world, fully staffed with editors and producers, all that. We're doing a new drop Monday through Friday every single day, no matter what. Unless I'm like out of town or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because it's like so achievable. It's so achievable. These conversations are sometimes like you can get real magic talking to people. I think this is part of the magic of podcasts is that any two people have something unique about them. They have something to share. And it comes out in these really interesting conversations, especially when people are being open and it's a talk show format kind of. Mm-hmm. So like it's existed in the past, but not where like anyone could participate. You just launch it and see how it goes. But
the barrier to entry is like super minimal. Yeah. Like you don't have to have the best setup and everything, but in my head I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it really good. Yeah. I want people to be impressed right away. I'm like, fuck, dude, I just need to do it.
Yeah, it's better. Everything is better to just get started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then like I feel like once, probably spend a couple $100 or whatever to get it started. But like once I'm like got a flow, I'm like, all right, it is worth getting the better stuff or looking into these cameras.
And what are you gonna do when you're 80? Am I gonna be running like I do when I'm 80? I don't know, but I'll definitely be talking to people. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think Rogan's gonna be podcasting?
I hope so. He should. 80? Yeah. If he's not, that's a mistake. Unless he got like CTE or whatever from all of his fucking attacks or concussions or whatever happened to him. But totally. I hope so. You have George Carlin. He's out there saying his piece. Yeah. At like, how old was he when he passed?
Probably 80s. Yeah. At least late 70s.
Old as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Grandpa Carlin for sure.
Yeah. I wonder if he would have been on a pod. Like, imagine guys like that.
Yeah, what if they sucked on podcasts?
Like Patrice O'Neal or Carlin or Bill Hicks or just like all those guys who.
Yeah, Bill Hicks would do great on a podcast.
Yeah, he would.
Who's the black dude everyone loves?
Patrice O'Neal, maybe?
Besides him. I can see especially he's got a red suit. Fuck. He talks about the zoo, all the animals in the zoo. Oh my God, how am I blanking so bad?
Not Bernie Mac, right?
No, way before.
Red Fox?
Fuck.
Is
damn
that
shit?
Is
bitch
it?
Ass whore. Can't remember it. Anyway, it'll come back to me. Richard Pryor, thank you.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't say Richard Pryor. He's one of the goats. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, his specials in the red suit.
Yeah, I wonder like how many people from back then.
He'd be great. Everyone would want to listen to him.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Because he was such a
unique perspective.
prolific figure. Like, everyone wanted to hear. You know what I mean? I feel like people didn't just like him because he had great jokes, which he did.
Yeah.
But I feel like people were going to see him just because they wanted to hear what he had to say.
I almost wonder if Bill Hicks would have been better on a podcast than with his material. I feel like I've seen everything he's done. I don't know, just whatever's on YouTube. And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. And I like especially his voices. And I don't know, I like his style a lot. But he obviously had a lot of shit to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like he didn't quite get to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Everyone
died so
says
young.
that he was like the best at bombing. Like, he would just damn near purposely bomb all the, like, because he would just, like, he could sit in it better than anyone else. Like, as soon as I'm like getting silenced for more than, you know, if I miss a couple beats or whatever, it gets in my head quick, and I'm like, you know, I'm looking around, I'm like, fuck, I got to get these fuckers back. Like, oh shit. But apparently, I don't know. I kind of envy that in a weird way.
Well, don't you think like it's possible to always come out of a bomb somehow?
Yeah. Digging yourself up. Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of the times too, and
it's your attitude about it. It's like whether or not you're still having fun, even if you're bombing, you're just like, oh, my cup runneth fucking over. you know, like, I don't know. Like, it's great. Everything's great.
I think the times, and even for myself, that I've seen other comics who are either doing really bad or just something seems off, as soon as you acknowledge it, I've seen it go better, where you're like, man, you guys just really aren't fucking eating on this little dick material. I don't know, whatever joke they were uncomfortable with or whatever. And then, you know, I'll try to go into making fun of myself more if it absolutely comes down to that. But anytime I've seen people successfully get out of it, they kind of acknowledge, like, you seem to not be having fun. I'm not having fun.
Yeah, like,
what the fuck did I do wrong? And then, like, just going from there.
Yeah. I mean, if you can find, but I think a lot of what's happening in this live entertainment world, even with a musician, even with any kind of an entertainer, an actor, whatever, is that you're letting them drive. You're like in a comic, you're just giving over your mind, and whatever they say, you're thinking, you're almost predicting the next thing they're going to say.
Yeah.
And that's why it's kind of annoying when, like, you have such a simple joke and it's like an obvious hacky joke, because, like, everyone knew it 10 words before it happened. And it's so satisfying when it's like a twist in a way that you didn't think of, and that ties it all together. That's super satisfying. Yeah.
No, that's the goal, is like, I got you, bitch. You know, like, it's literally I got you on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think that same thing happens with all entertainment when there's just something special about the shared vibe, the shared experience. And if what you're feeling is anxiety and pressure and anything like that, the audience is automatically going to pick up on that, and they're going to feel it a little bit too. Like, why did I pay money to be anxious? You know? But, like, if you're feeling footloose and fancy free or whatever, you're just having fun, then they're going to feel that same thing. And that's what I think people want, is to come and escape their lives, hear some bullshit, and then
that's true.
Just
that's
hang
all
out.
it is. Like, hey, listen to this bullshit for
it is such bullshit.
Minutes. No,
but God, like, I hate it when, I mean, they're like podcasts, you could be serious, I guess. There's serious science podcasts and blah blah blah. Everything on this podcast is bullshit. It's bullshit. No, it's just like whatever. It's just talking.
But I feel like bullshit's important.
Yeah, to call things out.
No. Like, it's important for people to have some, you know, whatever to watch, just to escape from their dumbass Google job or whatever they hate doing. Maybe they love their Google job. If you work for
I would love a Google job.
Yeah, they probably pay really well.
They pay really well.
You probably have
so many
insurance.
snacks. And
my bad. I'm shitting on large companies. Elon Musk is a good guy.
Is he?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
His kid, I don't know. I forgot why I went off on that tangent.
I used to work at Snapchat. And
really?
Dude, it was pretty freaking fun.
What'd you do?
It was pretty fun. I worked in engineering, so I did like performance of the app, and I did web design and a bunch of stuff there while I was there. PM worked with Google, Shazam, Spotify, a bunch of other external partners. And I always looked at people who quit because I was like kind of early. And I was like, there's no way they're going to do anything as cool as what they were doing here.
For corporate jobs, I feel like it can't get much better than Snapchat.
I mean, maybe if I'm successful in podcasting, there's a door back to like doing some cool partnership actually. But it did become corporate and whatever. It didn't match my style. And for a million reasons that had nothing to do with work or anything else, I left. But I look back at that time and I was like, oh my God, was I spoiled? Like I would just be like packing Red Holt rolls and string cheese home. Like I'd eat that as a snack and like Chobani yogurts and cashews in the fridge every day. That was my snacks. They had anything.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know why I'm so focused on the snacks, but I'm in a snacking mood lately.
I feel that.
What are your top snacks?
The other day on the way home, I got Takis at the gas station. I'm not a big snack guy.
You know, I've never tried Takis.
I like spicy shit. Like you like Flaming Hot Cheetos?
Yeah, pretty good.
Just Takis are like tortilla chip versions of that.
Yeah.
I like spicy stuff. When I was younger, I used to like really fuck with Mexican candy. Like the chili powder type candy. I don't know. I've always liked like
I've ever had that.
Sour or spicy snacks.
I like sour.
Yeah, I like sour. I'll fuck up some sour Skittles.
Sour Skittles?
I don't know.
Would you go sweet or savory in a snacky mood?
Savory.
Savory. So
chips? I'm not a big like. I don't get sweet tooth that much.
Not. You'd rather have like chips and salsa than cookie and milk?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Yeah. Same.
100%. Yeah.
The ultimate though, and I want to do a mukbang one day. Do you know what that is?
Isn't it like you just?
It's like filmed eating disorder.
A food review?
What is it?
Is it not a food review?
No, it's like basically you film an eating disorder where somebody just like fucking gorges themselves on anything. Like I used to have friends, we do this for free, and they put it on YouTube, and it's like pretty entertaining. But I feel like that'd be a really fun podcast.
I'd do it. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Just it's almost like an eating competition, right?
Yeah, just get a bunch of food. Okay, so what's our mukbang gonna be?
Like what food?
What we have?
Noodles.
Ramen noodles, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Well, you need like 50 things. You need like every category, because like when you're eating, you can't just eat savory because it burn you out. You can't just eat sweet, it'll burn you out.
Ooh.
It's the alternating between the sweet and the savory and the bubbly drink that gets you to 5,000 calories.
So that's the challenge, is to get to like a certain.
Yeah, that'd be a good challenge. I mean, I could eat 5,000 calories easy.
Less fun. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
No, I could eat 5,000. If you're not sweating, you're not working.
5,000
in my mukbang.
Because you know a lot about like health and nutrition, right?
Yeah, I've tracked tons of it.
5,000. That's pretty ridiculous.
But
right?
one bag of Doritos over 1,000. So you eat a bag of Doritos.
Shut up.
Yeah.
One like a family size.
1,400 calories easy.
Wow.
For a family size, yeah.
Huh. And isn't the daily recommended calorie intake like
2,000?
2,000? Oh, okay.
It depends on your basal metabolic rate, which nobody can determine. You want to know what I'm wearing these days is a continuous glucose monitor. Have you seen these?
You are?
Yeah.
Shut up.
I had those on. Dude, it's cool. So it shows, I'll show you.
Do you have diabetes or something?
Guess my phone's away. No, but what it shows you is a live readout of the glucose in your blood. It is used for diabetes.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but you can also track all these other signals. So like what time you wake up, or not what time, but like when you're sleeping, when you're working out, and when you're eating, all are going to impact your blood sugar. And that gives you a ton of like biofeedback. It makes me realize like this is an idea I had, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Where like what we really need is an Apple Watch that is monitoring your blood, and it is like looking at every level. And it's like got your hormones, and it's got your minerals.
Yeah. I
don't even know what there is to track, but all the things that you'd want to track. And it's like your iron is a little low. Here's a list of fruits and vegetables.
That'd be insane.
It seems achievable. Yeah,
it doesn't sound too far off.
You build the whole thing into a game. And so, but yeah, now I've got this glucose monitor. And so I can see minute by minute how my blood sugar is changing. Mm-hmm. And it is very accurate. Like when it's spiking and when it's crashing, and you're never supposed to, you're always doing something wrong, basically, if you're spiking and crashing.
Sure.
But I have been snacking lately, so I've been doing a lot of spikes and crash. And yeah, it's crazy. The biofeedback is awesome.
Dang. So like, I feel like I'd be like less inclined to go snack or eat a big meal if I'm just seeing like a line.
I think in the long term, yeah.
That's the goal. Huh.
Well, but it's also just cool to see how your body reacts to different foods. So like maybe somebody eats a banana, it has no impact. You eat a banana and it super spikes. or it doesn't spike at all and you love bananas, so you eat bananas all the time. The goal is to see how your body reacts to foods.
Yeah, because different foods affect people differently.
Unfortunately, it only works for glucose. But that's a pretty good one as far as things to track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, what? If your blood sugar is low, then you probably are, like, lethargic,
crashing.
not feeling good. But if it's too high.
If it's too high, like, basically what you want is totally stable, 24/7, no spikes, no nothing. That's part of why people eat keto on some diets, is because it naturally doesn't spike your blood sugar.
What's keto? Keto's no fat,
keto's like for epilepsy, basically, but people use it for weight loss.
Wait, what?
Yeah. This is where the diet was evolved.
Take an epilepsy diet to lose weight.
Yeah.
Why does it? How does it prevent epilepsy?
I don't actually have any idea.
Oh.
But I know that there is something about using ketones as an energy source that is better for epileptic people. And basically, your body can power itself based off glucose or ketones. Glucose is what it prefers. It gets that by breaking down carbohydrates or straight sugar. If you're, you can just have some honey. And then if it can't get any glucose from your food, then it goes to your fat stores. It starts liberating your fat stores, and it creates something. Among them is, I don't know if it's a byproduct or an energy or whatever, but is ketones. And then your body can fuel itself based off that. But guarantee you have less performance on a ketogenic diet, because your body does really well with carbs. Mine does anyway.
Yeah, most people probably.
Do you think about any of this stuff? Is this interesting to you?
No, it really is. My brother, he's more so into like working out and fitness and health and stuff than me. So he'll explain stuff like that to me, and I think it's kind of interesting.
It's like a big preoccupation
I know my
dad's
of mine. My dad used to do Ironman. He used to do the triathlons, and he would get, I mean, not so much anymore, but he would get pretty nitty gritty on like what he's taking in and how. Like, I remember he'd have like pickle shots when he does these crazy runs, just to, like, I guess the salt
keep
or
his
whatever.
sodium up.
Yeah.
Keep his electrolytes, I guess.
So that when people say the goal is to go into ketosis, that's when your body stops drawing from glucose and it starts drawing from fat.
Yep. And you can actually basically see that on a glucose monitor, I feel. But
And for whatever reason, that prevents seizures?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how or why, but
damn,
dude, bodies are weird.
Yeah, I get anxious, like, thinking about how complex it can get.
Yeah. Well, especially because everything we just like barely discovered.
Yeah.
Like all this processed food, everything's like packaged up. Guess what? It's a miracle that there's processed food. It's a miracle. Everyone in all of time and history was starving to death. And we're like, we have too many cakes and cookies. Like, we're literally dying of comfort. That is our biggest problem. How crazy is that?
I'd rather be dying of comfort than
me too.
Starvation.
It's so much better.
Like,
that's why anyone who complains is like,
Doritos.
like, what's the worst problem? You got to eat Doritos.
Yeah. You don't have to,
but we want to.
Yeah, I will. It was Super Bowl yesterday. I pounded some Doritos.
Did you snack?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fucking pigs in a blanket, Doritos.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Pigs in a blanket, little mustard, barbecue.
Yes, sir. Were you big on the Super Bowl?
I wasn't betting on anything, but that was a crazy game. That holding call was basically bullshit.
That's what everyone's. See, I didn't even see it like that. I didn't watch.
His right hand was stickier than his left hand.
Yeah.
If you watch the replay.
Yeah, I know the Eagles fans are pissed. That's all I know. It's like I was pretty in the middle. I'm like, I didn't have any stake in the game.
To the Eagles fan, that's how the game is played. If you put yourself in a position where you get a foul, good luck, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, don't put yourself in a position where you can get fouls on the last fucking play of the game.
That's fair.
But it was a game changer for sure. I mean, I'm not like a big Eagles fan or big Chiefs fan. I don't follow football very closely.
Yeah, I don't.
I like the Bengals.
Okay.
Cincinnati Bengals. Which
is
kind of funny. I just like Tigers, I guess.
Oh.
But no, they're a cool team. Like I grew up in Michigan, so like I guess ostensibly I should be for Detroit.
Yeah.
There's a rivalry between Ohio and Michigan, but I think it's contained to basketball, college basketball. I don't know how far it spreads.
Yeah, I think so. I think March Madness and all that shit.
And then when I was a kid, I met Steve Young, and actually he was part of my church, and I met him when I was older as well. He was my church group teacher. And I don't know if you know him.
Scientology?
Might as well be. No, Mormonism.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know you grew up Mormon, or are you
Yeah.
still Mormon?
No, I mean,
Okay.
well, whatever. I guess I am, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, I am. I just don't do the rules, but
Yeah, rules.
yeah, when I was a kid, he autographed a photo for me, so
I
I was
would've
always rooting for the
never
49ers.
Steve Young was Mormon.
Yeah.
Do most people? Is this a known thing that I'm just?
Oh, it's known. He tells like when we were, he
Yeah.
was my Sunday school teacher, and he'd tell these stories about Joe Montana and like all this.
Was Joe
stuff.
Montana Mormon?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
He should have been. He would have had a better career.
Is Tom Brady secretly Mormon?
He looks like
Is that
one.
why he's so good?
Yeah. Are the Mormons good? What is the
Yeah.
only Mormon you know? Mitt Romney.
Dude, so I in college to pay my rent, I worked 3 summers at a pest control job, door to door, and it was Mormon owned. So I was, they would have meetings at the church and stuff, and we started thinking like, oh, are they trying to convert us?
Definitely.
Are we getting But like they paid us well, and it was a little pyramid schemey, I'm sure, but like I have friends from college who still work there just because they make such great money in the summer, just knocking doors and convincing people to switch pest controls.
Mormons love MLMs. It's like their favorite things.
What's MLMs?
Multi-level marketing scheme,
Okay.
basically where you get a bunch of people to make you a ton of money by getting the person below them to do sales for
Yeah.
your organization.
Yep.
Tate University is a great example of an MLM.
Oh yeah.
Andrew Tate, he's got like.
So Andrew Tate's technically a Mormon.
Yeah, he could be. He
There
fit
we
right
go.
in. He fit right
So
in.
he's a good dude.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's a good dude.
Are they good
Andrew
dudes? I
Tate
guess
is
they're
Mormon.
fine. I guess they're fine. They're good dudes.
That's funny. Yeah, but no, all the older employees, they were all part of the Mormon church, and they were so much like they made so much more money in sales wise, like all the Mormons. And it's like, in my head, I guess because when you're 18, right, you have to go abroad and knock doors and,
Yep.
and try and spread your beliefs.
The
And
good
that's got to
word.
be way harder than selling pest control.
Oh yeah, try
Like,
selling
that's probably
religion.
why, yeah, they're literally
luck.
selling religion. And I mean, obviously they keep doing it. They probably make some religious sales. Otherwise, why would they keep doing it?
Yeah. I think I hit like 15, 20 conversions during mine.
Really?
Yeah, I remember.
Where did you go? If you
Colorado.
don't mind me asking.
Yeah, Colorado.
Oh wow. So you didn't have to go. I know it's totally random, right?
It's random. You want to go overseas. That's where all the cool kids go. I went to the fat camp of Colorado Springs.
That's where I was born. Hell yeah. Maybe. Oh.
No, it was.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. Most of my time was at the Air Force Academy. I was like around people my age.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was a great experience. But I do remember the first time they call it your senior companion, he was my trainer, and he handed me a Book of Mormon, and he was like, go talk to that guy about Jesus. I was like,
yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You know, it really is kind of like as intense as barking, like, like promoting your show, or even the moment before getting on stage.
Yeah.
You're knocking on the door, you hear the rustling inside, they're going to come.
Yeah.
Can I
who
tell you about
knows
the
how they're gonna
restoration?
react.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear? Oh my god.
Did you hear about the good word?
So but you guys do track conversions?
Yeah. Oh, we track
That's-
all sorts of
It's
metrics.
like football. You guys are football players. We've got a couple conversions this season.
Totally.
That's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah, we got all the stats.
Damn.
So you track, let's see if I can remember. You definitely track how many lessons you teach,
Okay. That makes sense.
and you track how many people you actually baptize and convert. But I think you also track a bunch of other things that I'm blanking on. One I think was called just how many people you approach, cold approach, basically.
Sure.
That's a big
many
one.
Attempts kind of thing.
Attempts, yep.
That's
And anyway, there's a bunch of metrics. And one of my favorite things that I abide my whole life by came from my mission in this book that you're required to read, but it's a good book called Preach My Gospel. And it's about when you track, this actually also played into my time at Snapchat. When you track performance of anything,
yeah.
performance improves.
Yeah.
When you track and then report that performance, the rate of improvement accelerates. I think that's like a real business rule.
Yeah, I feel like that can apply to
Anything.
That can apply to comedy. That can apply to.
I mean, that's why
religion.
I'll track calories, I'll track
Yeah.
workouts, I'll post them on Instagram. Why? That's the reporting process.
Yeah.
That's the
Kinda
accountability.
Holding accountable. That's the word.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I think there's a lot that people get from religion that has nothing to do with religion.
Yeah. I think it's just important to have not faith is the word.
A structure.
Connectivity, structure,
And a community is
belief,
a big part
community.
of it. Totally. So what do you think? How do we get here?
I forgot.
Me too.
More.
No. I was saying, how did human beings come to populate the Earth? Let's just drop every previous thread.
Yeah.
Was it a god?
All right, so
or was it?
If it's for sure evolution, then who started the other guys? You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it? Am I about to be converted? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Let
me tell you.
Yeah.
Even the Big Bang requires a miracle.
Fuck, I got.
All things require miracles, Brother Joseph.
Yeah. Read this book.
Read this book.
I don't know, man. I like to think there's something like crazy, big, magical, but
could be.
Thinking about it makes me anxious.
Does it?
Like,
wait, why?
I don't know, because you're just thinking about like everything ever.
Yeah.
And like, how is this what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be anything.
Clearly, you have your beliefs set up, and I feel like there's comfort in.
I'm open.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like whether there's, I can't tell. To me, I'm equally divided by. It used to be raw freaking. Well, first of all, it used to be true believing Mormon. This one faith explains the entire universe. Don't need to question anything. I already got all the answers.
Yeah.
Then it was pure atheism, question everything.
Oh yeah.
Like God is dead, full nihilism.
Yeah.
Hard times.
Yeah.
Now I'm split somewhere between those two, and really it's one, for sure nobody knows. Two, could be VR, could be a VR experiment.
Oh, the old simulation theory.
Which I've always thought was a dumb idea. I always thought it was like kind of a lame idea, but it actually is a pretty good idea. Like I don't know, like if you just extrapolate into the future and you see what's coming, clearly we're going to create this type of technology. And then it becomes, how good is that technology? How immersive is it? And how do we know that we're not in like the prime simulation? Like we think we're like the original ones. No, like we're iteration 10 billion.
Yeah.
In. But yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Yeah, the old simulation theory. Ooh.
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever done VR? Like
it's not.
Yeah,
great.
but like I could see how it gets really good, and then that's like, oh shit, you know, like how.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I bought an Oculus a while back.
How long did it take you to watch porn?
Dude, like I had a joke about watching porn, like
5 minutes into unboxing.
Pretty much. I'm like, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like,
wait, what was your joke?
It was so dumb. The joke, I've retired it for sure, but the joke, it was kind of hacky too. It was the easy joke. I would say, how would I say it? I would say I'm a little out of sorts. For the first time in my life, I got caught today watching pornography, and then I'd say at least I think I got caught when I heard the door crack open. I was too embarrassed to take off the VR headset, so I was like, and it would work. You know what I mean? Like it pretty much worked every time, but it wasn't like. It wasn't. It was one of those. You know, it wasn't a satisfying bit. It was. I don't know. That was one of my first like.
But you do have an Oculus?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Dude, I don't do anything with it.
Really? I mean, yeah.
My friend.
It's like buying a drone. It's like you're gonna fly that once.
Yeah. No, my friend got it, and he's like, "Dude, we can play this, and you can go to like these universes." And we did that for maybe a week, and then I just started playing ping pong on it all the time, and that's all I've used it for. I haven't used it in like a year.
I did like the intro though for the Oculus with the robot where you put in the disc.
Yes.
And it has all that music. The first time I ever saw that, and you can grab the
objects and
the objects.
The paper planes.
They have like a dart gun or something.
Yeah.
Like a Nerf gun.
I feel like it wears like the
novelty.
The novelty of it wears off pretty quick. Because at first I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Holy, like this, my whole life is a video game, you know. And then I'm like, dude, I play like a lot of Call of Duty right now. And I just much rather just see like a screen and just, I don't know. I want more of a disconnect than being right there.
It needs to be like totally immersive.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I thought is like, what if VR was kind of like Inception, actually, where there was like a chemical process that like tapped you in, where you're all like sharing like the same blood chemical. I don't know. Like, I never really connected VR to Inception. Yeah.
That's
serious.
what they say.
Yeah. Have you tried them?
No.
You should try them.
I hear great things. Dude, I get paranoid when I smoke weed. Like I get full on panic attacks. I smoke pot.
The first time I saw that robot animation, my buddy got me good and high, and then put that mask on my head.
My God.
And I was like, and this was while I was like still brand new to weed. So it was like max sensitivity to the receptors. And they were all just buzzing. And I got the robot like talking to me. I'm like, this is the future. And then a week later, I never used it. But, you know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, VR is kind of cool. But it's so far off. The cool thing, though, that I'm excited about is augmented reality, which has been right around the corner for about a decade now. It's like Fusion, where you always hear about it. Nothing ever happens.
That where you can like have the movement and not just the visuals?
It's going to be like glasses where you have a heads-up display and it augments the world. So like if you were to focus on that bottle, it could tell you like how much you could recycle it for, or how you could order off Amazon. Or I see your face and it brings up your Instagram and your socials.
I don't want that. Yeah, that's too much.
I think that Apple's trying to make like a consumer version.
That's very Black Mirror-y. Like, that's their social status. You can. I feel like you should have to meet someone before you know things about them.
Yeah, it'd be, but probably like increasingly
face to face. You know, obviously you can see someone and be like, all right, I'm gonna look them up, and then there's a little effort into it, but just to like it be there no matter what.
Yeah. No, it probably is gonna be how it is though.
Like, can I use the restroom real quick? I need to pee so fucking bad. I have not had to pee that bad. I feel like.
Is there any better relief?
No, none. I imagine that's what heroin's like.
Would you try it just to feel it?
No, because then you're addicted. Then you're fucking addicted to heroin.
You don't think you could break the addiction? Like, how good could it really be?
I feel like most people get addicted.
Yeah.
Although they do say
that's the wrong attitude.
Yeah.
How good could it really be?
That's like you only do heroin to challenge yourself to not do it again.
I don't know. I mean, I have my drugs that I'm addicted to. I love weed. I love Adderall.
Adderall?
Adderall's a big one.
Really?
I don't recommend anyone use it. I think it's black magic. And so if you want to use it, you got to pay the price.
Yeah. I remember in college, everyone was on Adderall. I never really liked the way it made me feel.
Really? You tried it?
Well, I took ADHD medicine when I was younger, and I hated it. I felt like it turned me into... But, I mean, that's...
Same.
Consistently taking it for a couple months made me feel like... I don't know. Like, I'd be, like, the first to class. I wouldn't feel okay talking to people. I don't know. It was just not me.
Yeah. I remember it feeling like not me. That's a good way to describe it.
But I think... I mean, I guess I do think there is value in, like, just, like... Say you got to do an essay and you just want to grind and be in the pocket, just focused. I get it. Yeah,
it's interesting how some drugs affect people differently, like opioids or what is the common painkiller people abuse? Vicodin?
Maybe, yeah.
Oxy something?
Oxys.
Yeah, I had a buddy give me some of those. It literally just made me fall asleep.
Yeah.
Just felt terrible.
Yeah, I've never, because I've done the pain medicine stuff after like breaking bones or sort.
But I think I'm a stimulant guy. I like stimulants, caffeine. Yeah.
You drink a lot of coffee every day?
A lot of coffee.
Really? I'll drink 1 cup in the morning and I like it, but if I drink coffee throughout the day, I'll go full anxiety mode.
Really? Yeah. No, I can drink and still fall asleep, although I'm sure like is better to use the minimum possible.
Yeah.
There's some level in life between just like trying to optimize and trying to do the best thing and then just living your fucking life and enjoying your coffee every morning, no matter what, because it's a great part of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like I think that's one argument like obese people take is like, I'm just going to do this because I enjoy it. You know, like, is that a problem? I don't think it really is.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about obesity? Let's touch on that.
Not good.
Not good. Okay.
I sympathize with anyone because I mean I know a lot of it is like you're just eating a bunch of food, you fucker. Yeah. But I know a lot of it is genetic and like I'm fortunate enough to have I know my metabolism's like fat. Like if I could never be the muscular guy, I don't think, unless I like really took supplements and stuff. Just because genetically I have a fast metabolism, so I feel bad for people.
But don't you think that like how fast is a fast metabolism? Even if it's like 400 calories a day, even if it's 1,000 a day, you still, if you ate cakes and cookies every fucking day, you'd get fat. You want to know how to get fat? Drink heavy cream. It's my favorite thing.
That'll do it?
Oh, that'll do it. It's pure fat. It's what it is. It's velvet. It's so good.
Just drink heavy. Do you actually like doing that?
I literally, I sweeten it. Yeah, of course. I add a little cocoa powder. Yeah. So my method, I call it fat boy pudding, is to whip up the heavy cream.
Yeah.
It takes like a few minutes. And then you just add in your stuff. You can add protein powder if you're trying to be somewhat health conscious a little bit. But people that say that they can't gain weight, eat my fat boy pudding. Okay. This is the recipe. 1 cup of heavy cream. Okay. 1 scoop of protein powder, artificial sweetener. I like to add a little salt and vanilla because that's I just like how it tastes. And whip all that up until it's like the same consistency as whipping cream. Ooh. Throw that in the freezer for not too long, like 30 minutes, just to the point where it's almost totally frozen. Yeah. And you have the best fat boy ice cream pudding of your life.
Is that how pudding usually is made besides the protein powder?
Basically that, and they add other stuff like
just a bunch of sugars.
Mostly condensed milk will make it pretty good.
Okay. I know condensed milk is good.
Yeah. Sweetened condensed milk.
You ever had Vietnamese coffee?
No, I've never had
I think it's coffee made with condensed milk. I could be totally wrong, and I'm just assuming, but I fuck with it.
Yeah, it's high calorie. Yeah, for sure. I don't understand anyone who's like, I can get you to gain weight. Like, definitely.
I think if I wanted to, I could do it, but it's not hard for me to stay decent.
You don't have, but don't you? I don't know. I think a lot of obesity. This is coming from a former fat person. Still
used to be fat.
Oh yeah,
really?
Fat. Yeah, like 300 pounds. I mean, 280, whatever.
Holy shit.
And a lot of it was just, I love food, dude. Food is like my favorite thing on the planet. Like, if I could be a cyborg and just get mouth pleasure with like an artificial stomach that just like made Bitcoin from the extra food, I don't know. Like, that'd be pretty fucking dope.
That's crazy. I can't picture you fat.
Oh, I could show you a picture. You'd picture it real fast. But
when was the last time you were like significantly overweight, or like
over 200 pounds? Probably 2017.
Okay, so it's been some time. Yeah, and it was probably quite the journey, huh?
I mean, up and down. It's always like.
Oh, really?
I think a lot of food is, or a lot of obesity is people eating for comfort. People eating for stress. And I don't know, like, I don't buy this argument that I just have like a hypothalamus, whatever. At the end of the day, even if your body naturally only needs 1,500 calories a day, somebody else needs 3,000, whatever. Some people are shorter, some people are taller. It is whatever it is. None of it matters. Yeah. What matters is doing what's right for your body. Yeah. Which I think is what people just don't really do a lot of. You know, like they don't do the kettlebells. They don't move. They don't run. Even a little bit of movement, it changes everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I'm like in a good zone of like, okay, I'm going to work out a couple days a week and I'm in that good routine, I always feel better, like mentally, physically.
Yeah. But sometimes it is nice to just like freaking go ham and just eat whatever the fuck you want.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
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 So what's the fattest you've ever been, do you think?
Probably right now. I don't know. I've never.
Really? So not fat?
I've never been big.
That's
nice. My younger brother was like a little chunky when he was growing up. Because, I feel like most kids are like kind of pudgy and then they grow into it. Mm-hmm. But I was just always just a skinny little fucker. Well, really, like, just, I don't know.
You're still young. There's time. Yeah, there's time for you to know the pain.
That's all I care about. It's like, dude, I just want to gain weight like all my friends. I just want to be a big guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, so what else do we got in this world?
Let's see. We covered VR, which is scary. That's what we were talking about. What were we talking about right before I went? Because I literally couldn't
What, Mormonism, pee?
I literally, like, the 5 minutes leading up to me having to pee, I was like trying so hard not to focus on how bad I have to pee, and I was like, fucking VR.
Sweet fucking relief.
Yeah.
What do you think about one of my topics I can't get enough of is AI.
Okay, the chat GPT stuff, huh?
I'm really into it.
My brother showed me that when I was up in Washington. Insane.
It's insane.
Scary. It scares me.
I call it a retarded genius. That's what I've been calling it.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, you imagine, like, there's got to be kids in high school that aren't doing essays anymore.
Why would you?
Why would? Because it can, like, it can like authentic. It's like kind of an authentic product, isn't it?
Oh, it'll definitely write an essay for you. No,
Yeah.
you might have to like it has a lot of misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
One problem. Two, it uses a ton of filler words, which arguably is like kind of, like using a calculator. Like, do we really care about filler words? I don't know. But if I was in school, I'd just be dominating. This is like one of the reasons I'd be interested to get a tech job again. Because it's like you can freaking just have it write code for you. I mean, none of this stuff is like that great yet. But even just as a primer of an idea, you're in college, you feed in an assignment. It gives you a framework. It gives you a skeleton that you can fill in with your own meat and bones or meat and flesh or whatever. Yeah. I think it's gonna be.
Do you know a lot about the AI world, or is it just like your?
I know a little bit.
Okay.
I know a little bit just from my time in tech, and 2012 was like a big evolution in AI when deep learning came on the scene.
What's that?
It's a method of just training AI models that basically believe the idea is it can train itself to a degree. So previously, how we would train things at Snap is you would want to be able to like recognize a human face so that you could apply a mask and a filter, that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, not that I did any of this work, but I would talk to the engineers that did.
Yeah.
And so you create a model that can like take one frame.
Yeah.
From a video, and it can just start bisecting it and dissecting it until it kind of finds these patterns. And then you train these models up by giving them a lot of labeled data. So you'll provide them a set of data that's like, this is a spoon, this is a person, whatever, this is a cloud. And eventually, through enough iterations, it builds this neural network of connections that this is like the black box part of AI that represents all that training data. And it's kind of memorized. This is what a spoon looks like. This is what a face looks like. And then from there, now people have started elaborating those models into different forms. So there's like image generators and audio generators and text generators. And Google actually, I believe, I heard this on a YouTube video, released the first version of ChatGPT's model, which is called a text generator. So anyway, like a bunch of engineers are basically trying to rebuild their brains and computers. Yeah. And they're getting pretty good at it.
Yeah, no shit. The stuff my brother was showing me, I'm like, what? Like, make a 5-sentence rebuttal over, or 5-paragraph rebuttal over this movie and blah, blah, blah. Very specific scenarios. Boom. Info right there.
So like a lot of what I was doing in my final days of Snap was trying to like organize the company's information into a single source of truth. And that job is going to be done so easily by AI. It's ridiculous because you have a bunch of coworkers. You need to find a resource. What do? You ping your coworker on Slack. Maybe they know, maybe they don't. They ping another person. 3 people down. There's the document. They have it like, no, we need one web portal so that you don't have to like ping your coworkers. All that's out the window. Everyone is just going to be asking their questions to AI. I think in the future, you'll spend more time talking to machines than people. I think that is a possibility.
I believe it. Just seeing,
if you have this earwig in your ear, and it's listening 24/7 to everything you say, and it knows you, like freaking knows way more about you than you ever could, because it has a whole history with you. And it's been trained on all of your preferences and your mannerisms, and it's totally personalized to you. Of course, you're going to ask it anything. It'll be second nature. And you'll have it like as a virtual assistant or as a companion. Who knows? Whatever.
Holy shit.
So I think it's a pretty exciting future. But I think we're still, a couple of years from some consumer products that I think start scaring people.
Yeah, I
where it's like, oh, that's too good.
Plenty of pushback.
Yeah, but there's no pushback that could stop it because the models are already here. Yeah, like OpenAI is working on the next version and the next and the next, and they have these splinter groups that broke off from OpenAI. They're also building their own stuff. Going to be massive competition. Also, another thing to consider with all this AI bullshit is the cost of training these models has been prohibitive. It's been so expensive.
Uh-huh.
I got to get a drink.
Yeah.
So to train an AI model, it used to be like a level of OpenAI's GPT-3.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars, $4 or $5 million.
Really?
Yeah. Now it's like 45 grand to train a model. In the future, it's going to be like $450.
Okay.
So you're going to see these step functions in cost declines. And at the same time, while the costs are going down, the spend is going to go up because people are going to be paying more and more. I already pay for AI.
Yeah.
So like I'll transcribe this podcast and I'll use that to create clips and like extract keywords and do title
Holy
generation.
Shit.
Yeah, like summaries and descriptions and marketing materials. And I'm one guy, like
that's insane. Yeah, there's
tons.
I can't even fathom.
I think the big deal
the complexity of it
is going to be around productivity.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just going to make everyone more productive.
Yeah, I think that's the whole idea.
So people will
argument for it.
People think it's going to replace jobs. I think it's not going to so much replace jobs as make existing jobs way more productive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. They stole our jobs.
Yeah, it's going to be the new Mexicans.
Yeah,
I don't know. Who steals jobs? Like, was that a job anyone wanted? You wanted to go, like, work in the sun and, like, harvest fruit or whatever?
I want to go type in code at a desk.
Yeah, is that a real job? Is that what Mexicans do?
Mexicans?
Yeah. Maybe we should have more racism.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the answer. There's not enough racism in the world. If we had these clear boundaries, right? If we actually had the wall.
There we go.
That Trump promised us.
There we go. And then
Yeah. Are you political at all, or who do you think's running the show?
Dude, I think it's ChatGPT. It's only a fucking
should be.
It might as well be. No, I really am not super political. I don't know. Not like I feel like one side of my family is one way, one side's the other. But for the most part, I feel like people meet in the middle.
They do. Yeah.
I don't know.
Everyone wants to be fiscally conservative, socially democratic. How do you actually
I feel like that's
accomplish
the popular
that?
thing to say.
Well, but like I think it is pretty true. Like people want to help the poor when they can.
Yeah.
But they don't want to be taxed to death and have that go to, I guess, bomb Russia. Like, what are we even spending the money on?
Yeah.
Also, guarantee these guys that are funneling this money, that's a vehicle for something. Like I would love for the AI robots to analyze all the money we've sent to Ukraine and see exactly how much went to politicians and companies that then did speaking gigs and how much actually went to killing Russians. Neither of them seem like a good use of money in my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's crazy that the government just does all this stuff with zero accountability.
Ugh.
I think that we have to put an end to it.
Will fix it?
I think we have to fucking stop them, yeah.
Damn.
We have to stop the corrupt government from taking advantage of their citizenship through artificial intelligence and accountability and blockchain.
Blockchain?
Yeah, crypto.
Oh, crypto's blockchain. That's right.
Yeah.
I feel like your tech knowledge is infinitely higher than mine. I'm just like, yes, AI, crypto.
I'm a headlines guy.
Really?
Headlines only. Headlines only.
Were you a crypto dude at any point?
Oh, yeah. Crypto is a big deal. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like there was a fall off for a little while.
I try to spread FUD about Bitcoin, but really I do think crypto is the future.
Why can't I think of what they were? NFTs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that totally dead now?
I don't think so.
What?
I think that, no, I don't think so. I think that people misunderstand it. And here's the whole advantage, very, very simple, of NFTs is fractionalized ownership. So you have a digital good, an episode of Seinfeld, maybe like the most popular episode of Seinfeld, or use our local good friend, Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. Whatever his top podcast is, Elon Musk, Alex Jones, I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. That thing is worth money. That artifact is worth money. People will watch it and it'll attract attention for decades to come. Mm-hmm. So what is the monetary value of it? Is it $100? Is it $1 million? I don't know, somewhere in between. But what an NFT-like device, I'm not even promoting NFTs. I don't even know. Maybe NFTs won't be a thing in 5 years. I have no idea. What I do know is a good idea in concept is fractionalized ownership where there's no third party that needs to verify anything. Everything
Yeah.
is written to a blockchain. So
I know that's the idea of the blockchain.
the whole advantage of the blockchain is you just don't exactly. So you don't need JP Morgan, you don't need banks, you don't need the government. It works based off of the consensus of the network.
And there's like a finite amount of such thing, right?
In Bitcoin there is.
In Bitcoin there is, okay. But not all
Not all of them.
coins?
In fact, I think Bitcoin is like one of the only ones that is finite.
Because it's Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah,
huge.
there's hundreds, but
Yeah.
the
No,
only
I know
ones,
there's hundreds, but those are like
those are the two
most known.
Yeah, those are the only two that I kind of. But I'm kind of only into Bitcoin. I'm not as much into either of them as I should be, given how long I've been in it. But I do think that the future, even if it's not Bitcoin, even if it's not Ethereum, is blockchain, because that is such a novel invention that you can distribute trust and not need a third party.
Yeah.
So you take an episode of Seinfeld, and now like I can buy that full episode, and now I fucking own that episode, and I can sell it to TBS or I can sell it to Netflix. Either one. Now, what becomes interesting is if I ever need to fundraise again, I fall on hard times, whatever, I can sell 80% of that episode to the general public and still keep 20% myself, or vice versa. I could sell 20% and keep 80 myself, whatever. But I can infinitely fractionalize the ownership of digital goods in a verified, trustless way. That is the power of NFTs. Fractionalized ownership.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
I think I'm sold.
But I don't know if NFTs are the actual thing that's going to win. I have no idea.
Yeah. I just feel like you were hearing about them every single day, all the time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, no, never mind.
Well, a lot of people lost money on FTX.
A lot of celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
If they didn't lose money, they lost face, which is almost worse.
Yeah. Bad rep. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
I think I'm glad I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to fuck around with.
Yeah, it'd be pretty fucking scary. That's how you get to jail, is you take other people's money and then you fuck around with it.
No, I feel bad for the people who legitimately were like, oh man, I'm being smart financially and I'm ahead of the curve, and then your shit's gone.
Yeah.
Or whatever happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about it, so it's like, I guess it's just kind of the curiosity why I brought it up.
Yeah. Financial markets are pretty interesting. That's another kind of interest of mine. Like, I got nuked in the stock market from using margin. I had no idea when you sell to cover on margin, you actually have to sell like 4-to-1. Anyway, I have a problem with the app I use that I won't name right now.
Fair.
But yeah, like it is pretty kind of interesting how some people have worked their entire lives, very difficult lives, as plumbers and electricians and school teachers and lawyers even, and like whatever. But if you just know the right things to buy and when, you'll make infinitely more money than you ever could through the labor of your hands. Infinitely more. It's such a crazy system.
Yeah, that is a crazy way to put it, but it's so true.
Yeah. Like you could work for $50,000 for an entire year of your life, or you could make that in one day by YOLOing option calls.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. I used to watch those like day trader videos, not like for tips, but I was just fascinated by the dude who wakes up for stock market open, does day trading, and is like, all right, well now I'm getting in my Lamborghini and I'm going to do this, and hopefully the market's good tomorrow. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I think a lot of that
insane
stuff is kind of, I mean, I've done that too, but I think most of it is bullshit. I don't know. I think the market these days, I think it's mostly set by the Fed. And I think that's something people didn't know until this most recent correction, but now everyone knows. So here's something interesting. Interest rates are rising to combat inflation.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have inflation. Goods are more expensive and services are more expensive. We're going to combat that by taking money out of the system by raising interest rates. And that is going to make people spend less money. And so retailers, for example, will discount their goods instead of inflating their goods to attract customers. That's the idea of raising interest rate. I mean, there's a million other things, but kind of the general idea as far as I understand it. And so now the big question becomes, when will the Fed start turning on the money printers again? because I don't think there's ever been a time in history where there's been so many people queued up waiting for that event. Previously, it's been all the Wall Street guys. They know what's going on. They know what to look at. Now it's everyone. Yeah. Everyone who's into markets knows that when the Fed turns on the money printer, it's game fucking on. But nobody knows when that's going to be. So now you have this guy, Jerome Powell, chairman of the Fed, who's like been placed in this crazy position where he has to like do his job, I guess, which is to bring inflation down.
Yeah.
But everyone is hanging on every fucking word he says.
Yeah.
Because the slightest hint that inflation is peaked and that they're going to reduce rates, everyone knows that's the bull flag.
Oh, wow.
And so we're all just waiting for it. And people are pre-positioned. Anyway, it's like kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah. I guess that's the whole idea behind being decentralized or trying to
it's like you don't have any of this bullshit manipulating the markets. Totally. Hell yeah.
That does sound like very what's the word?
Like more
futuristic, like crazy. Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. So what I think though is that they might keep interest rates elevated for like years.
Yeah.
Partially in response to the fact that they don't have to raise interest rates unless there's some market crisis.
Yeah.
Although I do think it impacts government debt. I don't totally know how that works, but whatever. But either way, like more people than ever are hanging on the words of this one guy. So yeah, generally the markets are like becoming less mysterious.
Yeah.
And you can get somebody like Elon Musk who's willing to burn his stock to the ground to buy Twitter.
Yeah.
And fuck over all of his investors willy-nilly. And then, but people see these moves happening in real time.
Yeah.
And so like everything is becoming more transparent.
Yeah, I feel like people are more knowledgeable.
They're more knowledgeable about it. Like I didn't know any of this shit until a year ago, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm still like, cause a lot of this still goes over my head, but I get the general idea. I'm like, oh shit.
So basically when Fed turns on the money printer, it's game on for crypto, for everything. And until that happens, like it'll be whatever it is, probably trading sideways.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like I got a bunch of lessons.
We've covered a lot. Anything else that we need to cover that we haven't covered before we close?
I don't have anything. I really don't.
All right, dude. Well, it's been a fun fucking hang.
This was cool. I learned a lot. I seriously learned a lot, too.
I feel like I was preaching at you a little bit, but
dude, you've converted me. I'm going home and
you're going Mormon. I get 10%.
There we go.
From here on.
I'll send you my pay stubs.
MLM starts today.
There we go. Send me the book. Send me the suit and tie. Whatever I need.
Oh yeah. OG MLM.
Yeah. There we go.
We're doing it.
Fuck yeah.
All right, everyone. Joe McNamara on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Joe C. McNamara. JoeCMCNamara on Instagram, and I think everything. I don't have Twitter or anything.
And if you're in Austin, we can catch your shows twice a month at
Monk's Jazz Club.
Monk's Jazz Club.
Monk's Jazz Club.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, thanks for coming on. It was really fun.
Thanks for having me.
I'm pumped. See you guys.